hello. It is Saturday, August. I almost said March, and then April. It's August 28th. Today I have for you another weekly wrap up. I read like 6 books this past week because I'm currently working my way through this motherfucker. I'm almost done. I've got like 2 stories left. But as I was reading that, it's way too big to like read in the bath. So what I've been doing is I've just been like every day, every 2 days this week, I finished another like young adult book, plus a couple other things there. But first, I read a book while I was bored at my second job, because for some reason I have 2 fucking jobs now that school started again, because I'm not giving up the library. I don't need 2 jobs. My apartment's pretty cheap, and I, share it with Steven, but I have 2 now. That is Not Your Idol by makinoe. This is a manga, first in a manga series. I think there are only two of them, 2 volumes, about this former idol who was assaulted at like a meet and greet, and then she like dresses like a boy and stuff like that. And it was pretty good, pretty interesting. It talked a lot about kind of like rape culture and stuff like that, and it was interesting to get kind of a Japanese perspective on that, because they do have things like the women only subway cars and stuff like that, because groping is such a huge problem. But yeah, I liked that. I liked the art style. It was pretty typical. There was a bit of a mystery there in terms of who is the mysterious person that assaulted her. But yeah, I think I give it 4 out of 5 stars. It was a good time. Then I read Birthday by Meredith Russo. I know there's a lot of controversy around this author because there are allegations of abuse for her from her, I think, ex and ex-wife or something like that. But this is a story about these 2 people, these 2 kids, and as they grow up, they were born on like the same day, and as they grow up, one of them realizes that she is actually a trans girl, and it was pretty interesting and pretty good. I really liked Eric. This is Eric. And it was really sweet. It did have really sweet moments, and it had a lot of it also have a lot of like kind of rough moments. There was a lot about family problems. Morgan's dad was the best. He was just a fantastic parental figure for this book, and it was okay. I mean, I did like it. I did enjoy it quite a bit. I thought it was good. It was well written. It was easy to get into. And it is, own voices. The author Meredith Russo is a trans woman, and I do think that this was supposed to be at least semi-autobiographical in some moments, ways. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It was pretty good. Then I finished a book that I'm teaching for school, that is Lord of the Flies by William Golding. This is a reread. I love Lord of the Flies. Lord of the Flies is, if you do not know, a classic novel that often 9th graders have to read for high school in America. My 9th graders are reading it. And it is about a bunch of kids who like crash land on an island, and they all start to kill each other. I love it. I love Lord of the Flies. In fact, all you have to do to make me read another book is to compare it to Lord of the Flies, and I'll be like, I'm there. Love it so much. But I liked it this time around too. Obviously, I don't think there's ever a moment where I'm not gonna love Lord of the Flies, because I just love Lord of the Flies so goddamn much. But yeah, 5 out of 5 stars as usual. Love me some Lord of the Flies. And then I read Heretics Anonymous by Katie Henry, which I really enjoyed. Mostly, like, the big reason why I like this one is because it follows an atheist main character. And most of the time, in young adult especially, religion is not touched. And the only time religion is ever touched is if it's like a Christian fiction book, or if it's kind of exploring some other cultures and stuff like that, which is fine. But I don't think I've ever read a book with like an explicitly atheist main character like this one. I loved it. Oh god. So this follows this kid named Michael, who his family moves around a lot, and he's going to be starting at this Catholic school, and he is not excited about this because he's an atheist, and he's also gonna have to wear a tie every day. And so he's like, maybe there's got to be another atheist kid in this school, because it's not only a Catholic school, but it's like the big like prep school in town. So it's like there's got to be at least one other kid in this school that's not like super Jesus-y and is just here because it's a better school than the public school. And he ends up finding this group of kids that don't fit into the norm. There's a gay Jewish kid, there's a pagan girl, there's a weird kid who hates the dress code, and there's a girl who wants to be a priest. She wants to be a Catholic priest. Forgive me if I get any like Catholic words wrong, because I'm an atheist, and when my mom still made me go to church, we were Lutheran, so I have no clue about Catholics. But she was a Catholic, actually, and now she calls herself a recovered Catholic or something like that. I don't remember. I liked it. I liked how the main character was not. I mean, he was. You got near the end, did get the sense that the author is definitely not an atheist, because there were some things he said that were a little weird. But he was rash. He did what he thought he should do, even though it was kind of dumb a lot of the time. I liked he had a really complex relationship with his father, who was a piece of work most of the time, but I mean, pretty much all the time. And I liked it. I thought it was very well done. I thought it was very interesting. I really liked the characters. Again, I really liked Michael. I really liked I liked having an atheist main character to read about. That was just fun. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It's a high 4 though. Then I read the Dungeon Master's Guide. I read the whole thing because that was also for school, because my freshmen, same one who are doing Lord of the Flies, are having a D&D game because they're the good class, so they get to have D&D. But yeah, so now I have read that, so now I'm not only a player but a DM. We'll see how well that goes. Had our first session yesterday. Since it's only in a class period, it's a little bit shortened, but I think it'll be okay. And then this morning I finished up fan art by Sarah Tregay, which was pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. This was around a lot when it first came out in like 2014. It's about this kid, and he's gay, and he's finding out that he's in love with his best friend, and that on its own is not a problem. I mean, I've written books like that. What is this really? It's from 2014, and it really reads like it. It really reads like a Tumblr fan fiction kind of thing, where it's like these girls, like they all know he's gay, and they all like writing fan fiction about him, which is kind of weird. It's kind of weird, and I mean, I did really like his best friend Mason. I love Mason. Mason was a good kid. And I feel like he had a lot of complex things going on that, like, I feel like Mason had the most stuff going on out of everybody in the book. And like, there were a lot of little things that were kind of interesting, but I just could not get past the fact that all these, like, and they use the words like fangirling and stuff like that. It was fangirling over these people, and it was weird, man. And I guess I remember being like 15, and I guess like, there were 2 guys in my class who were like super close, and I remember us kind of making jokes about it, but we didn't write fan fiction about them. Like, that would have been weird. And it's, yeah, and they do say that like drawing fan art of real people is wrong, which is good, because like there's a whole thing in here, but it was just weird. And it was very 2014 too, with the references. Like, Darren Criss got name dropped like 7,000 times, and it's like, I don't like, I do love, you know, I love things that date books, but this one didn't seem like steeped in 2014 culture, and so that it didn't work quite as well. I don't know. It felt, and like I liked dated books, but this felt dated in a bad way. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. It wasn't completely awful, but it was just not good, and it was creepy. It was just kind of fucking creepy. But yeah, like I said, I'm currently working my way through Nightmares and Dreamscapes. I'm almost done with it, and I've got like 2 stories and then the notes left. I'm on Head Down. So I got Head Down, and then I've got Brooklyn August, which is a poem, so it's not very long, and then all the notes, which I will of course read, because I love Stephen King's notes. But yeah, that's what I'm currently working my way through. Should get done before too long, before the end of the day. But these are the books that I read this past week that I have on me. That is all for today. I will talk to you later, and goodbye.